Good morning students, welcome back to online classes. Today we are going to start the unit 5 and it is based on nature nuggets. Nature nuggets means small chunks of nature, small pieces of nature. How nature is beautiful and how we should always preserve, safeguard the nature. So in the first activity of pre-reading, there are certain moments given related to nature, saving the nature. First one is Chipko movement. It was a movement saving the forests. Narmada Bachao Andolan. It was, Narmada is a river in Madhya Pradesh. It was this movement, this Andolan was related to saving Narmada from being polluted and exploited. And Silent Valley movement, it's a Silent Valley movement happened in Kerala. It started for saving the whole valley. Now you need to go to the internet, you need to Google out these movements and andolans and these incidents to know more about, to get more information about them. Now, today the word green is used to describe actions, processes, products and lifestyles that do not harm the earth and its environment. Guess these green words, green terms with the help of given hints. To buy less and use less. It is called reduce your wishes, reduce your necessities. Conversion of bare land into forest. It is called afforestation. To utilize discarded material. It is called reuse. Preservation and renewal of natural resources. It is called conservation. Sources of energy like sun, wind and water. They are called renewable resources. Using less energy to perform anything, that is efficient. To use discarded things to make new products, it's called recycle. So all these terms are green terms, and these terms you must have read in your SST or your science books, science chapters. Now next is your activity. Third is waste or garbage is a natural outcome of human civilization. There are different types of waste materials and some of them make the environment toxic. For example, plastic bags. Now what your activity is? Work in pairs, make posters showing waste material that can be recycled, reused and decomposed. Draw disposal bins named recycle, reuse and decompose. Cut and paste pictures of different items of waste that you think would go into each bin. You may even draw the waste matter. So in this way you need to draw 3 bins and name them reuse, recycle and decompose. And now for all the 3 bins you need to draw, or you can paste pictures of items which you think which can be reused, which can be recycled or which go in decomposition. So this is the activity you need to do for your assignment. Now coming to section A of your unit 5, it's a poem called Cloud Pictures. Cloud pictures are the formations made in the clouds. So it is written by Anonymous. Anonymous means we do not know the exact name of the poet. Do you like observing things? Have you ever laid in your bed and noticed faces in the ceiling? So if you have these observations, if you have good imagination, you must have seen pictures or for images forming before your eyes whenever you have lied down on your bed and look towards the ceiling. Now, cloud pictures means shapes or pictures formed in the cloud. So as you have, as a child, if you have observed those clouds in the sky and the different shapes or images formed in them. So in this poem also, the girl sees many shapes and pictures in the clouds relate them to her real life. So let's read the poem first. Among the grass I love to lie and watch the fleecy clouds pass by. For many pictures there I see, so clear although so far from me. Sometimes across the blue there floats a stately fleet of white-sailed boats. On shining mountains, rugged crests, the grey-winged cloud birds seek their nests. And over the sunset's radiant bar, lone fairylands most surely are, with ruby isles in the lakes of gold, where towers in the crimson light unfold. The black clouds gather from afar, as mighty armies march to war, and when they meet in thunder crash, I see their spears of lightning flash. Forever changing to and fro, blown by the careless wind they go. No wonder the cloud pictures there are always fresh and always fair. So, let's do the paraphrases. So in the stanza 1, among the grass I love to lie and watch the fleecy clouds pass by. For many pictures there I see, so clear although so far from me. So in this stanza, the girl, you can see the girl lying on the grass and she's looking at those, the clouds which are floating in the sky, and so many pictures she sees in those clouds. So she says that she loves to lie down in the grass and watch the soft clouds floating in the sky. She can see many clear pictures in the clouds, although they are very far away from her. But she loves to observe those slow-moving images of clouds in the sky. She loves to see them. She loves to watch them. Now, come down to second stanza. Sometimes across the blue. Blue means the sky. Sky just like ocean. Ocean is blue, and in the same way, the sky is blue. There floats, but floating is done in the ocean, in water. So here, ocean is compared to the sky. A stately fleet of white-sailed boats. Stately means elegant and slow-moving. Fleet means a group of ships. And what is the color of the ships? It is white-sailed. The sail of the boats is white. So sometimes she sees in the blue sky an elegant fleet of white-colored boats slowly moving. She sees that. So she sees an elegant fleet of white-colored boats slowly moving in the sky like ocean. Then what else she sees? On the shining mountains, rugged. Rugged means rocky, not even, not smooth. It's rocky, it's uneven. Crests. Crests are the top of the mountain. The grey-winged clouds, the birds seek their nests. So, on the top of the mountain, on the rocky top of the mountain, there is a grey-colored cloud, and in those grey-colored clouds, there is a nest. There is the birds wish to make their nest. The grey-colored winged, in the grey-colored cloud, grey-colored means the dark cloud. In the dark cloud, the bird wishes to make her nest in those dark clouds. She sees, what else the girl sees? First of all, she sees that a fleet of white-colored boats is moving in the sky. It's floating in the sky. And then she sees the rocky peaks of the mountains, where she feels that a bird wishes to make her nest in those dark grey clouds. Over the sunset's radiant bar, lone fairylands most surely are, with ruby isles in the lakes of gold, where towers in crimson light unfold. Now in the third stanza, she says that beyond, she imagines that beyond this setting sun, beyond the bright and warm rays of this setting sun, there is a fairyland. And where the fairyland is located, it is located on a ruby island, which is in the gold lake. There is a gold lake beyond the sunset, beyond the sun rays, the warm bright sun rays. Beyond them, there is a gold lake. In that lake, there is Ruby Island, and on that Ruby Island, there is a fairyland. And the tower of that fairyland is shining deep red color due to sunlight. And that fairyland tower is shining in deep red color due to sunlight. So where the tower means fairyland ke towers, they are shining in the deep red color as the sunset spreads its light. Now stanza 4. The black clouds gather from afar as mighty armies march to war. And when they meet in the thunder crash, I see their spears of lightning flash. So in this paragraph, in these lines, the girl feels that the black clouds are gathering at a distance. And she imagines as if a powerful army is going for the war. And when it thunders, she thinks that two armies are clashing with each other. They are fighting with each other. And when there is a lightning, she thinks that the spears of the soldiers are striking with each other. The light of the lightning feels to her as if the spears of the soldiers of the armies, those who are fighting with each other, they are striking with each other. So, the last stanza, forever changing to and fro, blown by the careless wind they go. No wonder the cloud pictures there are always fresh and always fair. So in the last stanza, the girl says that the dark clouds keep changing as they keep moving along with the blowing wind. They keep going more forward and backward with the careless wind. But these cloud pictures, they know that they will always be fresh and always be beautiful. Because why beautiful? Because always they will keep on changing their shape. 1 minute they are a boat, and in the second minute they become a bird. So they remain always fresh and beautiful as they keep changing their shape, they keep changing their position with the blowing wind. So that's all in this poem, right, students? I hope you have understood the poem well. If you have any problem, message me or call me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.